It's the Just Do It show with Lynda and Stephen. Hello, Lynda.
Good afternoon, evening. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Things are going okay. We discovered something magical today, which is going to save one of my friends $180 a month. So that is
Awesome.
absolutely brilliant. You can ask me what it is.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Good question. And it's on the lines of Just Do It. Basically, if you're using Shopify,
Mm,
then what you want to be able to do is if people leave something in their cart, you want to remind them. Yeah.
okay.
So you've gone to Shopify, you've seen something you like, you put it in your cart, and you thought, I'll leave that for later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the later never happens. You don't ever go back there and buy it. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what the shop wants to do is 24 hours later is to actually remind you that you've left something in your cart. You know, if you go on Amazon and you order something,
Mm-hmm.
but you leave it in your basket, you don't go through the checkout.
Yeah.
It's that situation. And the system that did that cost $209 a month.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
which is hefty in terms of software. And
Yeah.
my friend Dan was looking at it, but today I was able to tell Dan and RJ there's a new system from Germany which costs $29 a month. So he's actually going to get exactly the same functionality, but for $180 less. And we'll say hello to Abigail. Good morning.
Hello.
And yes, we can see your comments. You're in the right place. And hello to everybody watching. This is the Just Do It show with Lynda and Stephen. And we are here today to talk about us. Well, Talker Tuesday has gone
Yeah, but
from
be
being an
before we go,
idea.
but before we go to that, Stephen, you kind of left us hanging. What's the name of the new software?
Oh, right. I'm going to let my friends check it out first.
Oh,
But I
okay.
can tell you, the name of the software is, he said, looking for it just a minute. And I'm looking at this conversation.
So remember,
Okay.
the things that we mention here aren't always things that we have used ourselves, and we're not guaranteeing their future success or
No,
whatever those financial advisors say.
that's very true. The name of the software is, if you want it, you can search on Facebook, you'll find it. And it's relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're actually doing is building blocks which link ManyChat. You've got to have ManyChat to start with, but
Okay.
link ManyChat to other systems. So it's basically a block in between ManyChat and Shopify, ManyChat and another system. So it's very simple to set up, and both RJ and Dan are going to test it and report back because their customers and they are actually spending $180 more a month than they should for the same
Mm-hmm.
functionality. So I tested it yesterday. I went on there and we've got a test system, and I ordered something. It was a hoodie, and lo and behold, earlier today I got a reminder from them saying that I'd left something in my basket for
Oh, that's
$44,
cool.
$44.95 with a picture of it, and saying, would I like to proceed to checkout? So you know that it works, but they're testing it out too. So bot blocks is one to actually look out for. Right. Okay. All of which
What's it
brings
called? What's it called? Blog box? What?
bot blocks.
Okay. Okay, cool. Check it out, guys. And again, we're not guaranteeing that it works. Just it's something. It's a new software out there that Stephen found out about, and he's sharing with us. So awesome! If you have a Shopify cart, you might want to check it out. Let us
Truly,
know how it goes.
it will save you money.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
awesome.
Okay. So now, shall we start off talking about Talker Tuesday?
Taco
Because
Tuesday, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun. So Taco Tuesday is a talk show idea that I had over a year ago, and I bought the domain name tacotuesday.tv, and just I was like, this is going to be fun, and then I put it on the back burner for about a year. Well, when I saw the domain name come due to pay again, I was like, I think I'm about ready for this. So I knew that Stephen was doing some show production for people, and I asked him if he would, be the producer of the show, and he said yes. So it was actually a good thing, but it was a scary thing at the same time, because when he said yes, that meant it was time, and it was time to move it into action. So what we're doing, Taco Tuesday, is a fun, inspiring, uplifting talk show. I believe there's too many talk shows out there where there's a lot of, bad things being said. And I'm not into that. I'm into positive motivation, uplifting conversations. So I thought it would be fun to have a talk show that's geared around those things. So Taco Tuesday was born. And we're the second week into auditions. We have auditions going until the end of December. And with the auditions, what's cool is, I thought of American Idol and how fun it is to vote for your favorite. So we're opening up, the auditions are being voted, people are being voted on by you, the viewer. So if you go to tacotuesday.tv, what you'll see up there right now is the voting for the people who we interviewed. I say interviewed, but people who auditioned this Tuesday. And there you go. So we had Letha, Dr. John, Angela, and Anita, who all auditioned on Tuesday. But if you go to tacotuesday.tv, and that's TALKO, Tuesday.tv, you'll find them with a short bio, links to their social media, and then you have an opportunity to vote. Now, Letha and John were in the first round, and then Angela and Anita were in the second round. So you have an opportunity to vote for two different people. So from the first round and from the second round. So go there and vote today. And, Stephen, I don't know why I hadn't thought about this before, but, as we have ideas and things come up, we never know how they're going to change. We have to be accepting that things might change. So I had this idea. What Stephen's showing on the screen right now was our first round people, the first week: Rohit, Clara, Lynda, and I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I know it's I can't see it on my screen. Cheryl. Oh my gosh.
Cheryl.
Sorry about that. I know her. I know her face. I know her name. You ever had that blank moment where you're like, oh, that was me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So the first round was, Rohit and Clara, and then Lynda and Cheryl. And our winners for that round were Lynda and Clara. So they're going to be going into round 2, which will start in December. So after all the auditions are done, then we start the show. The show starts officially January 8th and will run 12 weeks for season 1. So really, really excited that, this idea I had, that people are actually into it and they're signing up to be part of it. So it's fun to see that happen. Any ideas that we have, and we were talking about Just Do It because that's the title of our program. So what happened was, I bought the domain. I didn't just do it because I knew I didn't have time. And then, Stephen came into my life and I was like, oh my gosh, here's my opportunity to just do it. And so we did. So that's where we are now, week 2. Week 3, we have 4 more people who will be vying for their opportunity to move into round 2. And that's Tuesday, November 20th, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK. Watch us, and that will be on the Living Live page. Alexander has unfortunately had to drop out for personal reasons, so we have a new person who will be coming into his spot, and her name is Sarah, and so I'll be updating that picture today. I'll be updating that picture, and we'll be sharing the new people that will be auditioning next week. You guys tune in. It's a lot of fun.
It so is, and what we're finding is that we're getting more viewers for each show and more voters. I mean, you were blown away yesterday by the voting.
Completely. Oh my gosh. So the first week, there were a lot of votes, way more votes than I expected, because, when you have an idea, you don't have any idea what's going to happen. And I don't know about you, but a lot of times I under expect what happens, which is a good thing, right?
It is.
Yeah, for example, one event I was putting on, I was expecting 1,000 people to attend. We had 3,500. That's how off I was. So this one, the voting already, even though we're only on Thursday, so it's only 2 days that the voting polls have been open, actually only a day and a half because they opened at 5 p.m. on Tuesday in Pacific time. We've had 4 times more votes already this week than we did the first week. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I have my own vision of where it's going, and I'm so glad you guys are going to be part of it.
Totally. And the audience has gone up by a third from show 1 to show 2. So we want to do the same
Yeah.
next week. So if you want to help somebody become a co-host on Lynda's show in 2019, then come and watch. And it's Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. in the UK. And you can come and join us and get involved because I know you. The thing is that I behind the scenes producing the show, and I consider questions. And the thing is, I want to keep the flow going. So I know there was a question that somebody asked, but it sort of would have ruined the flow. So that's why it didn't appear on screen, because you've got to get a balance between you don't distract who's actually doing their half of the show from what they're saying. So we'll work on that. See if we can sort of take a 5-minute break in the middle to feature everybody's comments. I don't know.
Oh, that would be a good idea. Where I like that idea, but it'd be addressing in the middle of the audition. Okay.
Well, if we pinch 2 minutes from the first half and 2 minutes from the second half, then we can show all the comments.
I like that. So what you're seeing right now is, Stephen and I brainstorming right about what ways to make the show better. And, this stuff, we could talk about this behind the scenes, or we could talk about it now. And why not now? Because this gives you an opportunity to see maybe like how our minds are thinking about the show. So what I think would be fun, Stephen, is maybe midway through each segment, it's just put a thing on the screen, like if any questions have come in, put a thing on the screen that says questions, and that way we know that we're ready to answer any questions people have. And so it's interesting because when we're behind the scenes, if I'm on my computer, I can see all the questions or the things coming in, but if I'm on my phone, I can't see them. So Stephen puts them up on the screen, which is really cool because then we get to actually, like, all of us get to see what's going on and how you are participating. So come join us. And on TacoTuesday.tv right now is where the voting is. That's where you're going to go to vote for people. So really excited though. Again, this is a lot of fun for me, and I'm hoping you're having fun too, Stephen, and the audience. I hope you're having fun.
If you're watching this show but you're not on the Be Live in 5 page, there's a link up in the post. If you click that, they'll come straight through to here, and we'll just see your comments, and they will be featured on screen. So that's Taco Tuesday. We'll come back to that later. But for the moment, on Facebook, you get memories every day.
Yes.
Facebook gives you your memories. Well, every 9 years ago, I used to send out a tweet and then post it to Facebook. Now, I wouldn't dream of doing it now because we know they're two different audiences, and you never, ever now, rarely send a tweet to Facebook because people say, what's he doing? But I got a reminder today in my memories, and it was just before we came on air. And I thought that's just do it slogan, because it was something I tweeted. And the tweet I sent out was, this is 9 years ago, remember? If at first you don't succeed, redefine success.
That's good. I
didn't write it. I copied it from somebody, but it sounded good at the time. And I think that's it. If you don't succeed, and we have more ideas every day, and some of them work, some of them don't. And with the ones that don't, you've got to sort of say, well, if I made a slight change to it, would it actually work? So there's nothing like failure to actually give you the chance to grow and succeed.
Yeah, failure isn't really failure at all, because it depends on how you look at it, and everything starts in the mind. So if you can say, that didn't work, instead of, I'm a failure, because it's not about you being a failure. It's like the thing didn't work. And so if that didn't work, maybe you just tweak it a little bit and try something a little differently so you can get a different result. So when we do things differently, we have an opportunity to get a different result, a better result. Maybe that won't work either, and you just keep going. Who is it? Thomas Edison, I believe. He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways not to do it. So it's all in just changing our mindset as to what it is. Now, I used to walk around thinking I was a failure all the time, and my mindset was, in a poor place. I grew up in a poor household. Sometimes we didn't know if we were going to be able to eat that month. And, I grew up in an abusive household. So there was a lot of fear in our household. And so that stuff stuck with me for many, many years. It wasn't until I hired a life coach in my life at age of 51 in order to help me figure out, like, what am I doing on this planet, this ball? Like, what's my purpose and stuff? So I hired the life coach. And in the meantime, I didn't know this was going to happen. But what ended up happening is my mind, I started seeing things differently. I started seeing things opposite of what I did. So instead of seeing, like, for example, there's a saying, don't say I can't afford it, rather say, how can I afford it? Like, ask yourself this question. So I started looking at the things that I kept saying I can't do and started turning my immediate thoughts into, how can I do that? Whatever it is. Like, there's a trip I want to take to Hawaii next year. So I figure, like, well, how can I make this happen? So, money is always a thing, right? And then finding the time to go and getting just finding that space, finding the location, when am I going to fly, and all these different things that come into play. And so asking myself, how can I make this happen? So just changing our mindset really, really makes things a lot better. Trust me. My life is so much better. Yeah. Since I've been thinking positively.
I've not studied NLP fully, but one of the things I've taken away from NLP is reframing. Where I'll give you an example. You're driving from San Diego to LA and you're going to a wedding, and it's a family wedding. And there are 3 cars traveling. In the first car is your sister, second car is your brother, third car is you. And you start running late. And your brother in the first car is panicking, and you're panicking as well. But your sister thinks, well, we're going to be there on time. We'll be all right. It's no problem. Because she's reframed it. She doesn't see it as a problem. She sees it as a, I didn't tell that very well. Do you want to reframe that?
No, that was good. Like, I understand exactly what you're saying. And I can give an example of something for me that I always hate admitting it out loud but this is who I used to be, is because we're using that traffic analogy, right? When I used to, in the old days, when I'd be driving to work and I was running late because there was a lot of traffic. Well, first of all, I knew there was going to be traffic because there was traffic every day. So I didn't leave early enough. So now I can see the reality. But back then it was, I'm going to be late. And I used to cuss a lot. I don't cuss anymore, hardly. I do every once in a while, but not very often. So I used to cuss a lot. So I would say these words like, blah, 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 just on and on and on about how there was traffic. And then I would say, there better be somebody dead up there because I'm going to be late. But Stephen, I was totally serious. That's the mindset I had at that time. So now, I reframed that. It's like you're talking about the reframing. My reframe for that is, I hope there's nothing, no problem up there. And hey, this gives me more time to be by myself and think. Like, I love traffic now because it's like, wow, I get to be by myself. I get to think, and it's a relaxing time for me. Traffic is now very relaxing for me. Totally different.
And it's all through reframing rather than getting annoyed and upset and anxious and all those things. Just take advantage of the situation that you're in and benefit from it. Can you see the comments?
I cannot.
Okay, in that case, I can tell you that Alfredo says hello. And Abigail is saying, yes, thinking in a positive way changes our outcome. So thank you, Abigail, and thank you, Alfredo.
Yes.
All good. Now, I've posted the link to, just a minute, I'll come back to Abigail in a second, just give me a second. I've posted a link to Talker Tuesday, round 1, show 2. Voting is open until Monday.
Yeah, Monday at midnight Pacific time.
And if you go to that post, you can vote for one of the potential co-hosts, and that is Letha, Dr. John, Angela, and Anita. So it's your vote. Every vote counts, and we're just surprised by how popular this is becoming. Abigail saying,
Yeah. Oh, you know, one thing I
right,
thought of this morning, Stephen, is that I wasn't doing. So I started with to say this, and then I forgot to totally finish it. So one
okay,
thing I thought of this morning is at the top of the Taco Tuesday voting. You know, it says voting. We don't use your, like, I'm not going to spam you or anything. I'll just like let you know who the winners are. So I'm not going to take advantage of your email address, is what I'm saying. And then I didn't put a link to the show, so you know, people that were sending directly to Taco Tuesday TV to vote, they don't have a link to the show in case they want to watch it. So when we're done with this broadcast here, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to that show. So if they want to watch it and see who they're actually voting
yeah,
for, then they can watch it.
that's good. I mean, the thing is, and this is new, and we're learning as we go along, which is all good things. So that we
Yeah.
can, this is, as well as being the audition time, it's also a time to actually sort out all the hassle that we have,
Yeah.
and get it refined for when the season starts in 2019.
Yes.
And Abigail says, thanks for sharing your lives and how you're changing. I think,
Thank you.
yeah, it's just changing one bit at a time. I know
Hmm.
that there are people who say that if you change one thing a day for the positive, then it builds up. Do you agree with that?
I completely agree. And also we don't have to limit it to one, of course, but you know, if you consciously change one thing a day, your life will change. Now you might not notice it, but other people will. Because you know, in 2015, you know, I faced a fear every single day. Call it the year of fears, where I faced a fear every single day. And by doing that, my confidence level, you know, changed. Like I started to gain a lot of confidence that I didn't have before. My dog went off my lap. Okay. And my whole life really changed drastically that year. And on a weekly basis, people would say to me, "You're so different this week. You're so different this week. You've changed a lot." So the point there is that mine was facing fears, but if you can consciously come up with something you want to change about yourself, and you actually make that conscious effort to change it and change it, people will notice. And like I said, you might not notice. So here's what I do, Stephen. I
Uh-huh.
don't do it as
Yeah.
much anymore, but I did this like when I was making all these changes, is every week I would look back on what I did do, and and I would actually pat myself on the back. I would say, you know, figuratively speaking, but I would pat myself on the back and say, "Wow, look at all this stuff you did. You're doing amazing work. Keep going. You're making changes that are positive on a daily basis." So I would actually give myself credit, because how many of us give ourselves credit for the great stuff we do? But how often do we
It's
beat
easier to,
ourselves? Yeah, easier to beat ourselves up, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
true. I mean, that's,
once you start, you know, patting yourself on the back and giving yourself credit for it, it even makes it more fun to make changes, because you're like, "Wow,
yeah.
look what I've done."
Yeah. And this is another thing which hit home to me a while ago, is that in any given day, most things are going to go as you expect them to, swimmingly. Everything's going to be fine. Everything will work
Yeah.
out. Things you were bothered about, worrying about, you needn't have bothered. You could just have done them and enjoyed them. But the thing is that our minds are set to concentrate on the odd irregularities, the things that don't conform to that pattern. So we start to concentrate on things that have gone wrong. And we pay too much attention to the things that go wrong than do the things that go right. Because if you concentrate on things that go right, you can make them even better. If you
Hmm.
concentrate on the things that have gone wrong during the day, you're actually dragging yourself down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and if you, because we talked about failure a little bit earlier, right? So if you look at the things that went wrong, you can look at them as failure, but don't stay there. Like, just say, "Oh man, that didn't work. What should I have done differently, or what can I do differently next time?" And don't give up. And yesterday I had the privilege of interviewing, oh my gosh, I interviewed the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And that was so awesome to be able to interview somebody in such a, you know, the Napoleon Hill Foundation has changed so many people's lives, you know, with, especially with Think and Grow Rich, the book, and you know, so many more of their writings that they have. But the thing that he shared with me is, I asked him, like, what was the what would be like his number one thing he would tell, people who are starting out or people who feel like they're failing? And he said, persistence. Be persistent in what you do. Don't try it once and it fails and don't keep going. If it's something you really, really want to do, something you know that you're going to love and you're going to be great at, just keep going every single day. Keep trying something different to make it work. Be persistent, because eventually your persistence will pay off and you will have that thing that you want, be in that place that you want to be, have that job that you want, whatever it is. But you've got to be persistent.
Totally, I agree totally. You've got to be focused. You've got to just go down that track and push it as hard as you can. And it's very strange. If you push for one thing to happen and you're in positive mind, then other things will happen as well.
Mm-hmm.
Other opportunities will come up. And I think it's just, I don't believe in the law of attraction. In fact, I never use the words. But it is true. If you have a positive outlook as to the day, then the day is going to go well. If you get up in a grumpy mood, then you've got to snap yourself out of it. Play your favorite rock music, or whatever sort of gets you in the right frame of mind to face the day. Now, anything as a rider to anything that I say, I'm not saying that everybody can do that. I know, unfortunately, a lot of people can't do that. But this is addressed to those who are fortunate to be able to do what we want during the day. And if we start off the day in the right mood, then that's going to continue, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And even if you start in the right mood and something happens, throughout the day that maybe puts you in a different mood, like a lower level mood or whatever, that you can bring it back up easier because you started your day off, in that right mindset. And there was something you said that I thought was really interesting, because you said if you have a positive outlook, that there'll be more opportunity. And I think that's so true, because what happens is when we have a negative mindset is we're really closed off to seeing what's out there. So if you have yourself set into a positive mindset that, oh, this is going to be a great day, I can't wait, I'm so excited to address today because I'm going to do this and that, and I got all these great things I'm going to accomplish. And then what happens is you actually open the door to seeing more possibilities or opportunities that are there, because opportunities are all around us. We just don't always see them. But it's really difficult, maybe impossible, I don't know, but to actually see opportunity when your mind is closed, because they're there. You just aren't seeing them. So, opening up your mind and having that positive outlook, positive attitude really changes the way you live your life on a daily basis. It's something I used to think was, oh, that's a bunch of bull, when I was in that negative mindset like I used to be. And I'm here to tell you it's not bull, because you do have control over your mind. And I think it was Nelson Mandela. I believe he was the one he was imprisoned for 40 years. And he kept a positive mindset the whole time he was in prison. And so they asked him, how did you keep a positive mindset? He said, you can imprison me, but you cannot imprison my mind. So I have control over my mind, and so do you. So if you're allowing your mind to go into negativity, then you're in control of that negativity, which means you can be in control to turn that negativity into positivity.
Yeah, totally. Now, talking of positivity, my friend Fons Chamberlain is actually next Friday, that's the 23rd, doing a 12-hour marathon broadcast.
Woo!
And if you could pop in during the 12 hours, it's running from 9 a.m. in the UK to 9 p.m. So that's 1 p.m. Eastern he finishes, 1 p.m. Pacific he finishes.
Pacific, mm-hmm.
Pacific, yeah. Right, okay, I'm going to share my desktop for a moment, and hopefully, because we're on Be Live.
Well, tell us how to get to Franz. Like, where can we watch him? You put a link in there, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to do it because we're on Be Live. I'm going to do a little screen share. If this works, it'll be good. Because Fons has actually done a special video to tell us all about it, and I'm going to bring that up on screen. I'm going to bring that on screen.
Well, then also, Stephen, where will he be streaming it? Because doesn't Facebook only allow you to go for 4 hours, or has that changed?
No, he's doing 3. I'm producing the show and all 12 hours of it, and he's
Okay.
doing he's doing 3 lots of 4 hours.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Okay, right. I'm going to take the short video full screen,
Okay.
and I'm going to press play, and hopefully, just a minute. I'm going to switch the sound on. That always helps. And
Okay.
the sound's on, and we have lights, camera, action. Right, and we're back. I should have. Right, it's back to you and me now. Did you actually hear the sound then?
Yes, that was awesome.
Good. All right, okay. So we're in BeLive.tv. We're with sound, and thank you for watching that. And if you can help on the 23rd, then Abigail and Alfredo, everybody's watching. If you want to join Neil on the 23rd, you're more than welcome to do so. And what we're trying to do, or Fonzie is trying to do, is a 12-hour video marathon on BeLive.tv, sponsored by BeLive.tv. And he's got the support of his local radio station. He's got support of local business. There are going to be quizzes and prizes and things to be won. But at the end of the day, what he's actually looking forward to is people donating to the charity. Now, the charity is important. Bladder cancer does affect a lot of men, and there are, obviously, we're fortunate we've got a health service to look after them, but who looks after the people who looks after the people who are suffering? And the bladder cancer charity is actually there to help people who support. It's help there to help the carers. So if you can join us on the 23rd, details are all over my page, all over Fonza's page, and I'll put a bit on Lynda's as well, so you'll be able to find it everywhere. And Abigail's saying, yes, it was a good video, and I'll pass that on to Fonz and let him know. And Patty is saying, yes, brilliant, okay.
And what you don't know, Stephen, is that my mom actually had bladder cancer.
Ah, right.
Yeah, and she had bladder cancer, and it had got to the point where she ended, she had it removed, had her bladder removed, and she ended up living 3 more years. My husband and I were her caretakers for 3 years, and it was a hard fight, to the end, because even though they removed the cancer, she still had complications, from, because she had a colostomy, and or colostomy, is that what it's called? I think it's colostomy, and or whatever, it's urostomy is what it's called. So she had a urostomy, and then she had complications for that next 3 years with infections and stuff. So, it does take a toll. Cancer takes a toll. Any kind of disease takes a toll on the person as well as the family, the people caring for them. And so, this is a very, 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 very important charity to support. So you guys, do your job to do what you can, to support them.
Thank you, Lynda. And it is a day to find out more about how you can help, contribute, and basically it's going to be an interesting day. It's a mix of health information and entertainment. So Fonz is the one who get the mix right. Done 24-hour broadcast before now, so And I said to him, will you be playing videos? He said, no, I'm going to be sat there for 12 hours. And I'm sure he will.
So let me ask you a question on that.
Yeah.
If he had a Twitch following, it could be a straight 12 hours, right? With no breaks. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We can do 48 hours on Twitch.
Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is, the audience at the moment is on Facebook.
Right.
As we know. So it's a question
Yeah.
of building the audience on Twitch. Twitch has great potential for us all, and I really enjoy being there. And
Cool.
it's better. There are reasons to be there, and I'm just enjoying it. And the more broadcasts on Twitch, the better we all are, because you can actually make money on there, which we can't on Facebook. You've got to pay money on Facebook. You don't earn it.
Yeah. You got to pay money to make money on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I'm just looking at the agenda, and we don't normally have one.
Right.
Right. Okay.
You have an agenda? What?
I've missed a question off, and it should have been at the beginning of the show. Where are you today, Lynda?
Oh, well, today I'm in our RV. We have an RV, and we live about 30 miles east of San Diego, downtown San Diego in California, in a place called Alpine. This last week, we had no power for 4 days because we're in a high wind area, and so the winds were strong enough that the power company shut off all power because we're also in a very high fire area. And because of that, they wanted to make sure that if any trees fell down on the power lines, that we wouldn't have fires. So they shut us down for, it was 4.5 days with no power. Luckily, we have a generator because we're in an RV, but still, it was windy. And if you've ever been in a car or an RV, when it's really windy, it's a little bit scary. I've been in a lot of earthquakes, so I can only equate it to earthquakes, but it was as if we were in an earthquake all the time. It was like just shaking like this. It was pretty scary. So the reason I'm not outside today is because it's still a little windy. We still have residual of the winds, but it's not nearly as strong as it was.
Okay, now on the west coast have been the fires, as you said, and I mean we live in a global village, and we know when anything happens anywhere. So just want to send good thoughts to the people on the west coast, well, that's all you can say really. We physically, it's very difficult to do things, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're fortunate that we're not in the fire zone, the current fire zone. And we've had many fires in this area in San Diego County, but right now I'm not in the fire zone. But I do have some friends who are up in those areas, and their homes are being hit. And there's a town called Paradise that basically was just mowed over by the fires, and they just lost everything. And I just can't imagine, like leaving your house to escape the fire and then coming back and not having, I mean, what devastation that must, feel like. So it kind of gives you pause to think, fortunately you didn't lose your life, right? And those possessions, so those possessions like we have in our hearts still, but it doesn't make it any easier when people say, well, at least you survived, it doesn't make it any easier, I don't think, on people.
No, and we just got to be grateful that. Yeah. Okay, and it's good to have Patty and Abigail with us. And
hello.
Patty and Abigail, if you've got any questions, then please do ask. If you want, would you like to appear on camera with us? If you say yes, I'll put the link there.
Patty and Abigail are part of my women's group mastermind. I have a mastermind called Experiential Women's Group Mastermind, and so we were together this on Tuesday, actually, during Taco Tuesday. So here's, you have an idea, and then you have another idea, and then you don't realize that those two ideas collide with each other. So I had Taco Tuesday, but then I also have my experiential group, which meets once, one Tuesday every month. So I'm like, okay, ladies, during lunchtime, I'm going to be going and doing Taco Tuesday.
That's where you were.
Yeah.
That's explained.
So very interesting. Every month, once a month for
Yeah.
during Taco Tuesday, I will actually be at my experiential women's group mastermind, and I'll be at different locations every time as well, because we rotate the locations. So, so I'm not sure where I'm going to be, during Taco Tuesday next month on December 18th. I mean, I know where I'll be, but I don't know where I'll be sitting, like where I'll be, where my office will be, or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. But boy, sometimes I do those things. I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I? Wait a minute, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking at all.
And Abigail's explaining it was a great event at Patty Mays' beautiful home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's absolutely amazing.
Now, I'm trying to get through. Just give me a second. I'm trying to get through to the actual post and
okay.
Put a link in.
To join us
here's
live?
the challenge. Just to join us live, just a minute. I'm just trying to turn the volume down because I'm hearing myself twice. Right, okay, so I'm posting a link now. If you click that link, then you can join Lynda and I on camera for 5 minutes or so. And if you can't make it today, then your challenge is, your task is to get yourself ready for 12 p.m. Eastern next Thursday. And come and join us.
Now, Stephen, what causes that double voices in the ear? Because I haven't had it on today's broadcast, but every once in a while that happens. So what causes that? Do you know?
Yes. Well, I actually had I had to go to the Facebook tab and open it up. So that's where the sound was coming from. It was coming from my computer because I was actually on the Facebook page, which I never usually am.
Gotcha.
That's where the echo is coming from. And Abigail is explaining, we're watching the show whilst fellowship with the ladies. Ah, right. Okay, so you actually watched the show live. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, we had one viewer because they were all watching. But we had more than one viewer, but one of the viewers was a group of ladies, like 15 ladies were watching. I should have had them all go live on their own phones, and then we would have those 15.
That's an idea. There's an idea.
Yeah, like a viewing party, right? Everybody view at the same time, but in the same location.
Okay, now, so the challenge is to join us on this show same time next week. And also, if you could join, I'm trying to get the right photo here because I'm going to bring that up on screen. Next Tuesday, again, this is at 12 p.m. Eastern, you can join us live and watch these wonderful people who are vying to be co-hosts. Now, one of the things about this is you've never actually met these people before, have you?
Some of them I have. The ones for next week, who do we have next week? Sohaila. Actually, Sohaila is in my women's group mastermind. And then we have Janine, who is also in my women's group mastermind. It's just coincidence that they both are, like, their applications came in like almost like back to back, so they're on the same show. And then who was the other person? I don't remember. You don't have it on the screen right there. I don't remember who else we have next week. Apologize for that. I should know. But as far as the applications that came in, I'd say I know less than 50%.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. And there were some people that submitted their applications to audition that I was really surprised and like pleasantly surprised. Because there's Stephen asks, Patty asks, where's the link, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm going to try again.
Okay. But there's people that, I don't know about you, but me, I have people in my life where I see them and I'm like, oh my gosh, that person's so amazing and untouchable, right? Or why would they want to be involved in anything I'm doing? I still have those thoughts, even though I think positively, I still have those thoughts, and then they're fleeting. But a couple people who applied, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they want to be on the show. And I was so excited. I was excited about everybody, but there were some particular ones that when I saw their names for them applying, I just didn't imagine that they would want to be on my show. That's all, and they did. So they've applied. So that's awesome. Of course, I won't say
Right.
who they are.
Okay. We now have the link posted. So if you click that link, Patty, you can join us for a few minutes, and then.
Yeah, Patty, join us. Oh my gosh, she's an amazing woman. She's got such like such a wonderful, positive spirit, you know, and she's I don't know, just it's hard to explain. Some people it's just hard to explain because you have to uh, meet them and experience them. So Patty's the person you want to experience because she's just so amazing. And her last name is Mays, so it works perfect for amazing.
I can go with that. Okay.
Yeah. She spells amazing, AMAEZING. Yeah.
Right, okay. As we welcome Patty to the show.
Oh, awesome.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear her?
Can you see her, Lynda?
I can't, no, and I can't hear her either. Can you?
I can see. Can you say something, Patty?
Oh, yes. Hello. Hello, hello. Here I am.
No?
No.
I'm not sure.
So she might need to go out.
Okay. Patty, you've made your first appearance. If we check some things, can you join us the same time next week? It's frozen. Yeah. It's just the signal's coming in and out. So if you could you test with Patty?
Okay there?
No, unfortunately not. No.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Let me just click over. Okay, is that better?
Lynda? I think we've lost Lynda. Just a moment.
Uh-oh.
Right, okay. Hello, Patty. It's nice to meet you. Now,
hi.
Lynda's lost her signal, so it's just the two of us. And you're on the show called Just Do It. So Lynda's coming back now, and hopefully.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So nice to meet you. I want to say nice to meet you live, Stephen. I've been watching you and Lynda for a while now. And I'm happy to be here with you. It's been a while. Right. Hi, Lynda.
Hello. I can hear you, but I can't see you, so that's good. At least I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm here, so I'm not sure how it appears.
Earthquake. Just kidding.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
I know. Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, Patty. It's good to have you here. Can you see her, Stephen?
Yes, I can see and hear Patty. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So, Patty, what's your biggest tip for people to just do it, whatever it is?
Yeah, to just do it is number one is to take a deep breath. To go inside and just take a deep belly breath and bring all your past and future right into your head, connect with your heart, and then just go forward. Take one little footstep, a quarter of an inch, I say. Just a quarter of an inch movement, and that'll get you going.
Yeah, after 7 days, you'll have 7/4 of an inch.
That's right.
1 inch and 3/4, almost 2 inches. That's a good idea. I like that. So take a deep breath, and then just do it anyway.
Yeah, and just go forward and do it. This morning we got up and we have a daily ritual of walking when we say, oh, I just want to sleep in, and you just want to like take your time, right? Now, I just want to also mention that I came in late because we were on our walk, and where I caught some information was about cancer. And you were sharing your story about your mother, Lynda. So I'm going to have to replay the beginning. So I didn't hear everything that was being spoken of, but that was where I came in. So I'm sort of late on. What are you talking about? I want to hear it. I want to know more. So
cool. Go back
so we
and
just
listen.
lost a dear friend of ours passed yesterday. She just got news that she had cancer, stage 4 cancer, 6 weeks ago. And bam, she was gone. Nobody even knew that she was struggling with this. So anyhow, but just do it, right? I mean, your mother, your story about your mother with, regrets, and your hashtag no regrets is powerful. That right there makes me do it.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, because we don't know how long we are going to be here, and so living our life with no regrets, it's really important, so that when you do get to the end, you can say, I did everything I wanted to on my terms when I wanted to. And I think it's really important to live our life that way.
Right. And what was so cool was to have your group here on Tuesday. Lynda was here, Stephen, she had mentioned earlier. And to have all these beautiful women here and to be able to serve each one in their own time, and to engage women who traveled here from Washington to be here with Lynda Sunshine West and Abigail, who's on now, and some of the others. And it was incredible to experience as a co-host and also as a participant in your program. So it was powerful, beautiful, and good stuff.
Well, thank you. We're definitely blessed to have you and to have that group of women, to be surrounded by each other and positive, uplifting, because it's all about being positive and uplifting, having a lot of fun too at the same time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having me on the show, Stephen and Lynda, and it was fun to be here with you. And I missed the deadline because I went across country and thought I had sent my little thing, but there's always next time.
There's always a season 2. Season 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Right.
Stephen's producing so many shows now, he can't keep it straight.
No. Okay. Well, I'm going to assume it's 9 a.m. Pacific because it's 9:52 this morning.
It is. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
My mind is scrambled because I've got a show in 8 minutes. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sign off. It was really fun. See you two later. Thank you.
See
Bye,
ya.
Patty.
Thanks
Bye.
for tuning in.
And Lynda, if you'd like to close the show as is tradition.
Yes. Yeah, we want to make sure we have enough time so Stephen can go to the restroom before his next show. Hey, the thing is, life is, again, as I stated just a minute ago, life is so short. We don't know how much time we have here. Some people, unfortunately, are taken at a very young age, and some live to be, in their hundreds. But you don't know which you will be. So just assuming that your life is going to not be very, very long while you're here, I highly recommend just doing the things that you really, truly want to do. Live your life in that passion. Live your life, having those experiences of things that you really, really want to do. You may be in a situation today where you're so unhappy. Maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's family, maybe it's a job, things that are maybe bringing you down. And if you're in that kind of situation, look at it and find out, either change your mindset to not see it as a bad situation, or maybe it's time to move on. I've had many times in my life where I've had to move on, and when I moved on, it was hard. It was so hard, but I knew it was the right thing to do. And so when I did that, immediately had an immediate sense of, I'm doing the right thing, and I felt good. It was still hard, but I did it. And so I highly recommend looking at your life, seeing the things that are bringing you down, things that are dragging you down, people who are dragging you down, and go ahead and take that step. Take that very first step where you're moving on and you're like, you know what? I'm going to live a different life. I'm going to just do it.
Wise advice from Wiltshire in England. Thank you to everybody who's joined us today, and Lynda and I will be back. I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to get this right. We'll be back at 12 p.m. Pacific
Eastern.
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yes, 12 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday. You'll go to Living Live Show, and that's on Facebook. You'll see the show there. And you guys have a great, great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.